Hey guys, welcome back. So got a video for y'all today all about this palette right here. This is the Bad Habit Luna Shadow Collection. So pretty. So we are going to talk about the pricing, we'll look at the packaging, we'll look at some swatches, I'll chat with you guys about the formula on these shadows and how they are to work with, and then my overall thoughts and opinions on this palette, and then I will also show you a tutorial on how I did this look right here. So yeah, let's get to it. So the price of this palette is $16. As far as the packaging goes, this is what the outside box looks like. So pretty. It's almost like a rubbery sort of a look to it, and then the print is this beautiful metallic-y sheen to it. This is a little bit raised, just so much gorgeous attention to detail. And then the actual palette itself, same situation, it just catches the light. This is raised, nice and weighty feeling. I'm always so impressed with Bad Habits packaging. It's always so beautiful and nice quality and just good. So this is no different. It has a nice mirror in there. As far as what you're getting in this palette, you know, at first glance, like I was thinking a lot of purples. And there are purples and pinks going on in here, but there's also a lot of neutral too. It's really, I guess, kind of half and half, kind of half neutral, half pinky purpley. Obviously I went with a super pinky purpley look today, but I totally could have gone with an all neutral look and just completely avoided the pinks and purples. So you could do an all pinky purpley look, an all neutral look, or half and half with this palette. So definitely some possibilities, but I would say if you're going for a strictly purple palette, this really isn't it. This is more of a neutral palette with a purpley pinky spin to it with those shadows thrown in there. And then you get a nice collection of mattes and shimmers in here. So fun collection of colors. Now for some swatches, starting on the top left side of the palette, this is Crescent, Waxing, Apolloon, Penumbra, I don't know, I'm trying my best, High Tide, know that one. This one is Waning, Aphelion, Eclipse, Meridian, Mare, Half Moon, Basalt, Supermoon, that one's so pretty, and Dark Side. So as far as the formula goes on these shadows and how they are to work with, and then my overall thoughts and impressions on this palette. So if you've worked with Bad Habit beauty shadows in the past, I don't think that you'll be surprised by the experience of working with these shadows. It's going to be the same sort of scenario that you're used to, in that these are very soft shadows. With the shimmery shades, they are loosely packed, especially as you get down into them a little bit. At first, they don't seem quite as loosely packed, but as you kind of get down into the shadow, they kind of loosen a little bit. So with both the mattes and the shimmers, I would absolutely tap off your brush, use the minimum amount of product that you need because they're super pigmented. You just don't need a ton of product on your brush. So get the minimum amount of product, tap off your brush. With the shimmery shades, I would use a setting spray. I think that helps kind of hold them together. Just minimizes the fallout, just helps. So I would definitely use a setting spray with those. They're still super pigmented without the setting spray, but it'll help with that kind of looseness and softness to the shadow if you use a setting spray. So you are going to get some kick up in your pan, quite a bit of kick up in the pan. You are possibly going to get some fallout on your face, but like I said, if you tap off your brush, use the minimum amount of product, use a setting spray with the shimmery shades, that'll definitely help with the fallout on the face. You know, I did go with the purpley pink shades today, and because I find that purpley pink shades, not really pinks, but more so pink and more so purples and grays, can be a little bit challenging to work with. I find that they get a little bit muddy across all brands. So I really wanted to give them a test. And I do think that they could stay a little bit more differentiated as far as the colors go, but overall I think you can still tell the different colors going on with my eyes, and I still think it's really, really pretty. So I do think that they worked well. I think that just purpley shades in general are a little bit more challenging. So overall thoughts on this palette, I do really like it. I think it's totally going to depend on what you're looking for. If you are looking for a super purpley palette, I don't know that this is necessarily the best choice for that. I would say maybe like the Face Candy Vice palette. That one has some bronzy shades thrown in there too, but it's got a lot of purple. So if you are looking for lots of purples. I think there are some other options out there that might be better suited for that. But if you like really neutral shades and some purples, I think you'd really enjoy this palette. So I think it's going to totally depend on what you're looking for and thinking about what this palette is offering. It's offering neutrals plus some purpley shades, and also you have to ask yourself, do you mind working with soft shadows? Because that's totally what this palette is. So I really enjoy it. I don't know how often I'm gonna reach for it. Honestly, ironically, I use the purpley pink shades, but I think I'm really going to use these more because I love kind of rosy colors, and I definitely will use this pink again. I just love those sort of looks, so I think I'm gonna grab for this palette more so for the neutrals than the purpley shades, but I do really like that one. I think it's really pretty. So anywho, those are my overall thoughts and impressions on this palette, so now we're gonna get to the tutorial. Okay, so I've already applied some eyeshadow primer, so I'm gonna set that with some of Crescent. This looks like it may be a little bit deep to set my primer, but I think it'll still work okay. There are so many pretty colors in here, but I'm gonna go with Supermoon next and get that on a crease brush, or kind of like a blending crease, whatever brush. This is a Cozette D220 brush. I'm gonna get that on there and apply this into my crease and transition area. I don't know why, but I find with cool toned shadows in my crease, particularly purples and grays, they can just tend to look a little goofy. So sometimes I like to I'm like tapping this into my lid and then blending. I think it helps to get it like the real color and not have it look muddy. I don't know what it is about grays and purples, but across every brand that seems to happen, at least on my skin tone. And you can kind of blend out the edges, but you just get that like vibrant purple if you kind of do it that way. So yeah, that's what I would recommend if you experience the same thing with cool tone shadows. I'm gonna get some of Half Moon on a Chique eyeshadow brush and get that built up on the brush. And then I'm gonna take some setting spray and spray that and just build this up on my lid. I do have a little bit of fallout, but very minimal for this kind of a shadow, this kind of a shimmery shadow. So I think it's holding together nicely. And I do think that using a setting spray absolutely helps. I'm gonna take some of Eclipse on a small crease brush, tap off my brush, and just put some of this in my outer corner. Going back in with that purpley shade from the crease and just applying a little bit more of that and doing some blending. I'm gonna clean up my brow bone with a little bit of Crescent and a Royal & Lane Nickel shader brush. Now I'm gonna take a Real Techniques small detailer brush and get some of Meridian on that brush. Tap it off, spray it with some setting spray, and put this on the inner part of my lid, kind of inner third and inner corner too, because I want a little bit of that pink pop. Just gonna use my finger to add a little bit of Half Moon back into the middle of my lid, because I definitely want some purple in this look, but I also want pink too, because they're both so pretty. Now I'm going to apply some liner and mascara to my upper lash line and upper lashes. I'm going to use my Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper and my It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so for my lower lash line, in this main purple color that I used on my lids, there are some little beautiful blue shimmers in there. And I want to kind of try to bring that out a little bit. So I'm going to use a blue liner on my lower lash line and then go over that with this one, which is Supermoon. So a little bit of this and then that over the top of it. So that liner was Makeup Geek Cobalt, and I'm using a BH Cosmetics number 10 brush to apply this shadow over the top of that. Okay, wiped off my brush, so now I'm gonna get some of Meridian and apply this on the inner third-ish of my lower lash line, and then also add a little bit more to the inner corners of my eyes. I'm gonna spray my brush. Did I say that? I sprayed my brush. Now I'm gonna apply some CoverGirl Clump Crusher to my lower lashes and finish up the rest of my makeup. Alright guys, so that wraps up this video. So I hope that you really enjoyed it and I hope it was helpful for you. Please do a thumbs up if it was. Let me know down below what you think about this palette. If you own it or if you've just looked at swatches, what are your thoughts and impressions on it? Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!